Well, our final inductee is Coach Blaser, who really probably should have been inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame 5 years ago or 10 years ago or any number of years ago. 22 years as our head coach, 11 national championships, so pretty, very likely the most successful coach in any sport within NAI history. Here to tell you more about Coach Blaser, we invited a couple of his former players, so welcome Ryan Ellis and Greg Larson.
So, we got the call to do this about a week ago, I guess, and I instantly started thinking of all the stories, and there's lots of good stories. I know we got some of the guys back here that we played with, and I know everybody that's been around the guys program knows some good ones. So I started thinking, I was like, man, we got some good ones from Louisiana I can share, from Florida. Man, there was a good one in San Antonio. I mean, there's some good ones. I think Larson has one about Kansas he wants to tell whenever he gets up and talks. So, but when I were thinking through all that stuff, I was like, man, I don't even know where we should go with this, because Blaze has been a part of our lives for so long. So I came in '97 and was recruited by another coach, and he bounced on us at the semester break, and Blaze came in. And we were like, man, who is this guy? He's like our age at the time, and it was strange that I think you were like the same age as some of the guys on like as Colberg, close to like a year off. And so it was weird, but we just instantly started having a lot of fun and things. We were pretty good then. We weren't what it ended up being today, but that was kind of the start. And one of the things I noticed on this is we don't have the OG picture from the original group, but all through our years, me and Blaze didn't always get along and didn't always mesh and have the same ideas on everything. And I remember taking a heated discussion in the back of a van one time after a round that wasn't pleasant. And but we always got past it, and we always moved on, and it was always good, and we were always better for it. And the one story that I do want to share that I remember, and it was funny because when me and Larson started talking about what we were going to share today, we both said at the exact same time that we dug out our rings from back in the day. And so I still have my 01 ring that sits on my desk, and I pulled it out to whenever I started thinking about the stories to share. But this is the #1 story that I had, was at Nationals my senior year, which was the first year that we won, that the men's team won, and got the ball rolling for all the pups now to keep it going. That year, we had a lot of good success that year. We won a lot of tournaments that year, and at the national tournament, I think we led from the beginning or close to it. And coming down number 18, I was the last player on the course, and I didn't know where we stood. I didn't know where it was, and he hadn't told me where we were. And when I was getting ready to hit my second shot, coming into 18, he hugged me and said, "It doesn't matter where this goes, we won." And I was like, oh, man, I've been chasing this since I was a kid. Like, this is amazing. So now I'm crying in the fairway, and I still got to hit the shot. He's crying, everybody, you know, it's like a whole disaster. And so, anyways, we ended up winning that year. It was a blast. I can't say enough good things about Blaze, and I can't thank him enough for bringing the guys together that are my absolute best friends to today. We're all over the world, and we still stay in touch on a weekly basis. And I know they were sad that a lot of them couldn't be here, but if you wouldn't have brought those guys in here, I wouldn't have the friendships that I have today. And I definitely would not have the greatest 4 years of my life that I spent at this campus playing golf. And it truly was the best 4 years of my life. Don't tell my wife, she's not here, but I mentioned that, but those were the best, and we had a great time. So I just want to say thanks to Blaze. This is way overdue, and I wish you nothing but success in the future world that you have. And we have a lot of pride in the program, and we check in on you guys all the time. So keep the ball rolling, because we're still watching. And I want to say thanks to Krista. You opened up your house to a lot of foreign dudes for a lot of years, and so we want to say thank you for being such a good backbone to the program. So thank you.
I'm honored to be here speaking on behalf of all the players and Ryan that have come through this great program. So as I was thinking about what to say and in discussing with Ryan, my wife asked me, gosh, I don't get emotional, but I'm kind of getting emotional now. She asked me two questions. One, how has Coach touched the lives of players that have come through this program? And two, how did Coach recruit such athletes that not only won 11 out of 22 national titles, but also were incredibly great students and just all in all good men? And so, as I thought about that, the one thing that I thought of was he led by example, and that example was love. Coach, he truly cared for every person that came to that program like it was his own child. Just like Ryan said, when foreigners would come in and they had no place to stay, or if it was in between semesters, Coach and Krista would open up their homes to them. There were many times where we'd go out to his house as a team, and we would go and have dinners out there, and that was such a fun experience to be a part of. He also kept up with pretty much all his players after, even long after they graduated. I graduated in 2002, and I still talk to Blaser a lot. And one of the things that he did that I really appreciate was he provided second chances to people who needed someone to believe in them during that time. And so he did that a lot, and so I think I appreciate that. One thing that love that he has, it never changed from his first recruits sitting over there at that table all the way through all his recruits today. He has a love for them all. He cares for them all the same. And what parent wouldn't want their son to go and play golf or someone like that? So I want to share a testament, a quick story of his character and his love for others that he may or may not remember, but I definitely remember. So my sophomore year, we were in Georgia playing against our rivals at the time, Barry College. And they were a really good team. I don't even know if we beat them yet. We were good friends with them, but we were still rivals. And so I was playing with an opponent. We were pretty much neck and neck going into the last few holes, and the opponent that I was playing against just completely choked and made a 10. I think it was a 10 or a 9 on like the 15th hole. So, in his mind, he just gave away that tournament. And I remember thinking, man, we just probably beat these guys. So me and my competitive spirit was like, all right, I think we're going to finally get past them. And Blaser saw it differently. He walked up to that guy in the green, and he was an emotional wreck, and put his arm around this opponent. And if you've ever gotten like a hug or anything from Blaser, you know that he gets you, and he comes in like right here, and he gets in your face. And I just remember watching him do that to this player that just was completely devastated. And he wasn't even a teammate, he was an opponent. But Blaser realized at the time that was a person, that wasn't an opponent. And he went and talked to him, gave him a little pep talk, made him smile, and that is who Blaser is. He's just caring for everybody, and who wouldn't want to play for someone like that? So with that, as we look back over the years, we are all proud to say that we played for OCU and for Coach Blaser. And today, with pride, we are honored to be celebrating him. And with that, we present to you on this special day of his introduction into the OCU Athletics Hall of Fame, Kyle Blaser.
Ellis, that putt still breaks to the right. You'll still argue with me about it. Wow, I will get emotional, see, I promise you. First, I'd like to say I'm honored and proud to be inducted in the 2018 OCU Hall of Fame class. And I couldn't be more proud of the two people I'm with. Cameron, I remember the first day here on campus, right out here in the parking lot. Cameron Gray Smile comes across, introduces himself. We won a couple championships, and he goes, I want to put some of those up on the wall. He'd stop by my office, almost daily. Told me his life stories. Blake, my little one, he was 8 at the time. He's now at La Tech playing college golf. He'd rebound, he was awesome. We'd go through Oakland, and I tried calling Cameron, and of course he didn't answer, he was screening my calls, but he did give me his number. I follow Cameron, he's one of the best, and I'm so proud that not only am I going in with you, but Sydney Cox, I've known you probably since you were that small, and I've got notes. You're like family. Your personality is unreal. Your sincerity makes everyone around you bubble with joy. Your hard work, your freshman year, I'm going to be honest, you weren't All-American that year, but you worked your tail off on the golf course like no other. And I still see you to this day working your tail off. Girls, it doesn't come easy. She's a pretty girl, and she's very intelligent, she's a stud, but she worked her tail off. So, work your tail off, and someday you'll be like Sydney. As a coach, I think there are several coaches in here. We always have our before the year meeting with the team, and mine's always the same. I think everybody's heard it from my first recruiting class of Greg Larson, Jeff Glenn, who's not here, Van Storm, David Cole. That was my first recruiting class. 3 of the 4 are here. Appreciate it, guys. I still stay in touch with these guys. They're like family. Andreas Ridholm. Andreas won 4 national championships in a row. He and Tyron Van Osling, and I'll tell you, Andreas, he would give me a heart attack on the golf course because I'm sitting there and, oh my God, he's in the tree. I'm not going to count him this round. He's going to shoot 75, 77. And he come in, as a I'm sitting there, golly, how bad was it? 68. The kid could play. Greg Larson was a 4-time first-team All-American. We only had a few of those. He could really play as well. I've had a lot of great players. But as a coach, we set our goals high at the beginning of the year. We set academic goals, competitive goals, and most of these goals are about being the best. At Oklahoma City University, I think every coach sets their goal as A, winning the conference championship, and B, winning a national championship. I think we tweaked some things with the golf program to get a system in place, a system that we were consistent with, a system that I don't think Ryan Ellis agreed half the time, or some of the times, but 3-club qualifier. Who does that? That's when Daniel Mitchell would light it up. Or we would double the first 3 holes and double the last 3 holes, and they're like, what the hell are you doing, coach? And I can remember one in Rome, Georgia. where we're leading the tournament by 8, but going into the last hole, we were leading it by 15, so we gagged it. And I remember the exact words. We're leading a tournament. Boys, do you have your running shoes on? And every one of them said, heck yes we do, coach. They hopped out of the car. We led by example. I think the system we had in place, whether they agreed with it or not agreed with it, I challenged them mentally and physically. Yasin Ali, I remember making him carry a 45-pound weight around campus, and he wasn't eating, he was fasting at the time, and he didn't argue a bit. These guys here, you know, they say I'm soft, the newbies. I did make them run in the parking lot at Prim a couple years ago, but I hold my crew to higher expectations. As you know, I've resigned my duties at Oklahoma City University, and this was the toughest decision I've ever made. Players, I mean, you know I love you. But it was an opportunity that was fair to my wife and my family. I feel I've been selfish with all the travel and gone all the time, 21 days straight in a hotel. I don't know how you do it, Krista, but you're awesome. I'll be taking a position next week, and it was a tough decision. My guys have taken it well, and I know Jim's going to be in great hands, and the program's going to keep rolling because we've got a good train on tracks. I'd like to thank, a lot of people, and I'll do that here in a second, but OCU has afforded me the opportunity to do some great things, meet some outstanding people. Some of the highlights I've had, and I've had a bunch of them, was winning that first national championship at Isleta Eagle in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I think the picture's up there, maybe not. But golly, I can remember Barry Harjo. He went out in the desert on the 10th hole and made a double, and that kind of turned the tide. We came back and won. My dad was out there for our first national championship. And that started the ball. And that was very, very high in my memory. Last year, golly, we were 11 shots down after round 1. 11 shots down after round 1. And me being me, we're in the clubhouse with all the other teams, and I said, guys, this isn't OCU golf. I said, you remember that big hill over there on the par 3, number 3? I said, you guys are going to be running it backwards if you don't pull your heads out of your butts. And I said it loud enough so the other teams could hear, and they knew, oh crap. But that last day of that tournament, we show up and my guys are breathing confidence. I mean, they are ready to go. And I don't know, we ended up setting an OCU scoring record. We set, it was amazing to watch with our confidence walking across the golf course. My guys had there's no way anybody's going to beat us. And they knew it. That memory, all the national championships, they've all been special memories. I've been fortunate enough to coach 2 U.S. junior national teams. In 2007, I represented the United States and Japan, and I got to coach PGA superstars such as Russell Henley, Andrew Putnam. And it's cool because to this day, I got a text from Putnam while we were in Phoenix. Again, I got to coach in 2017, the same team, and it was 4 high school players that are Auburn, Clemson, Texas, all over the country. And me being me, we're down 8 shots going in the final round, and I get to take their yardage books. And I write, don't stop believing. They didn't realize it was a Journey song. They thought it was something special that came out of my heart. But man, it perked them up. And we ended up coming back and winning the U.S. Junior World. So to win as the U.S., we've got a wrestler back there that's done it too, our coach, Sam. There's nothing like it. So memories, I've got them all the way down forever. And I'll be forever grateful for those memories. But you know what the best memories I've got? Is all those long van rides. And all the Goran farting in the van. No budget, so we drive. I actually made Goran walk in 3 states one year. I made a rule. If you did it, you're walking. And he walked, and that came from my dad. I had to walk in New Mexico for quite some time. But one trip, I mean, most of these trips were successful, but We didn't have any money, so we drove to Rome, Georgia. We stayed in Coach Pierce's house, who was the host coach. He vacated his house, let the OCU golf team so that we would come, and we pull out, the transmission goes out. So we turn back around, and not only did we beat him on the golf course, but now we're taking his house for a few more days so we get the van. Never forget that trip, guys. Glad we made it across the state line because it started going out again. There's a few people I'd like to thank, and this list is long. I'd like to thank OCU. You're in great hands. I actually ran into her at Marco Island at an Ace Hardware. I was like, oh my gosh. Dad just got back from there yesterday, made a special trip back. I'd like to thank OCU, 23 years. It's been a wonderful ride. My administration, Jim Abbott, unbelievable. I've had some of the best administrators there are, Greg, Kelly, all of you, Rich, we're family. The coaching staff I work with, holy cow, how special is that? Sitting in Danae's office and Coach Harvey, I actually office with Coach Harvey and Billy. We had 3 of us on one desk when we first started. You guys are special. Makes coming to work exciting. I'd like to thank the OCU Golf sponsors, and we've been very fortunate. When these guys had played for me, we bought green shirts and they turned brown after day 1 because they were $4 shirts. But we've ended up getting this Titleist sponsorship. They've supplied us with balls, gloves, and shoes, and that's huge. Sun Mountain supplied us with golf bags, and Nike. I just want to thank those companies for their generosity. Golf boosters. There's a lot of you in here. You know how important you are to the program. It doesn't roll without the boosters. So please continue to give your money and support them. The golf courses and their pros. You guys are so lucky. You get to play the best golf courses in not only Oklahoma, but some of the best golf courses in the country. Continue to be polite. Continue to think. You know, it's a privilege to get to go play those places. You need to realize that, and it's been so much fun getting to know the pros and the golf courses that we get to play. My family, you guys have been so supportive. You're all here. I've got a 97-year-old grandma who almost likes OC as much as she does the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'll tell you a little story about her. She's got a Westbrook dart board. So when he goes up and starts bombing shots at the end of the game, she starts throwing numbers at Westbrook, or throwing darts at Westbrook. True story. My brother, Benny, Shelly, Mom, Dad, love you. They have gone all over the world and they put family first. And their unselfishness has been unreal. My mother-in-law, my gosh, how many times did she bail us out? Thank you. My Krista, Blake, who's not here, Chase, Carson, thank you guys for your support. I'm looking forward to spending more time with you now that I've got a new job. My former players, you guys paved the way for OCU. Without you, there wouldn't be 11 national championships, and I wouldn't be up here in front of everybody. My current team, you guys are an unbelievable group. Stay strong, play for each other, and bring home number 12. I know that my name's on this award, but this award is about all of you that I've mentioned, all of you. Yeah, my name, it's my name, and you made it possible. You are OCU Golf. Thank you guys, and God bless.